Hi guys, welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Again, I've been in a creative frenzy and I am dipping my toes slowly but surely into the junk journal world. I say dipping my toes because I don't want to go head first because, well, you never know if you're going to like something until you try it. So I've started some baby steps and things like that. I've been watching a lot of junk journal videos, Pam at the Paper Outpost. There's a bunch of other ones that I really enjoy. So there's Gail and, oh shoot, there's a bunch of others. I'll list them in the description box down below when I'm done the video, if I remember. And then, yeah, if you type it in on YouTube, they've got it. So this is my journey into it, my first steps. So what I've done, I started off with altered books. And because, we're in lockdown yet again, we can't really go anywhere. So I raided my bookshelf for some books that I was not using anymore. And I'm going to try and keep them in frame as much as I can. It's not going to be easy. So yeah, these are the two altered books that I've made. So I started off with this one and then sort of played around with how I wanted it to look, and then I did this one. As you can see, they're both quite thick, but basically all you do with altered book is you remove certain amount of pages between the ones that you leave in so that your spine stays intact. And then the ones that you leave behind, you can turn into pockets, which is what I did. Or you could turn them into whatever. But I turned all of mine into pockets so I could put all the little things in there. And then I made a master board of all the scraps to make my tags and bookmarks and things like that. And I just used packaging material, that brown paper that you get in packages. I used it to back it on there. I figure, you know what? Between all the packages that we've been having in the household, we might as well use it up in a good way where we can recycle it and reuse it. And it's abundant and it's free. So here it is in my book. Now these do stick a little bit because I decoupage these, but I might take some cornstarch to them and see how that works out. That's the goal anyway. So I've made some belly bands, and then I just, used really old scrapbook papers that I've had around for quite some time. And then these are the playing cards that I decoupaged myself last year sometime, and I sort of had them on my shelf for a while, and I thought they'd be really cute in here. So yeah, I turned all of these into pockets, like I said, and then I just, put a little hole punch 1 inch halfway through, and then just made a little. I did do a lot of coffee dyeing recently. My last video I showed my whole studio, the coffee dyeing mess that I had made, and this is where it pretty much went to, was doing these journals and making papers and things like that. See, they are a little sticky, so I will be taking some cornstarch to them, because when the person receives them, I don't want them to just pull it out and rip the paper, so I will do that still. Made a few little tearaway notebooks and just pockets. So this is the original paper, and I really love this green, so I left it. Same as this cloud kind of paper. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like clouds. I thought it was really pretty. So I left it with that, and I made my own little library card kind of thing. I have a stamp for it, so I thought it was really cute to just sort of put it in there from when I made it. And then I made little dangles out of some leftover ribbon scraps that I've had. I just tie them all on, and then some glass beads. So that's, my first foray into it. And then my second one, I felt more confident, and I started, inking the edges of the pages and things like that. And I wanted to make this one a little bit more brighter than the other one. The other one is more like earth tones because the first page just was really like a sagey green, not even a sage green, but it's really pretty. and it's just sort of kept with that. And then in here, I wanted to do a bit more fresher looking. So these ones don't stick as much, which I'm surprised. Again, I did a little library card thing, and I just went through my stamps and, you know, did different little things. I had leftover papers that I turned into little writing paper, like fold up little envelopes for writing space, things like that. I just used scrapbook paper. I wasn't going to, you know, go to Michael's or anything like that, since I figure I have plenty of scrapbook paper. These are the stickers that I got through AliExpress, so I just used some of those in here. Some Tim Holtz little florist card, I guess. That's what it's called. Now, I don't ever really stick with only one theme. I like to do the older things and the younger things together. I don't know. I think it's more interesting that way. It's a personal preference, but these are the little mini collages that I did on index cards, which come in handy for this. So I must have had in the back of my mind some kind of use for it, and then this is where it is. So again, you know, it's just doing some fun little things. You know, that's the original page, and I just put them all together. Using some old scrap pads that I had, and then just tucking away little things. Like these tags I made like a long time ago, and I figure I'll just stick them in here. You know, they've been sitting around for a while, not sure what to do, and I just turned some of the book pages into little tuck spots and things like that. See? Yeah, some of these are sticky. Again, I will go through with, oh, yeah, some cornstarch later. So here I thought, you know, because these pages are going to be, you know, you can write over this. You can just journal right across, or you can put a photo on there, ephemera, whatever you feel like doing. So I thought it was kind of nice to just sort of maybe sort of leave it blank enough so that people can just add their own little things, obviously. I just hope, you know, that the cornstarch idea works. Anybody else have this problem? Please let me know if cornstarch works, or if I'm just fooling myself into thinking it will. But I thought it was really kind of cool to just do something completely out of my comfort zone. I've never done an altered book before, and you know, it's not perfect, but I thought, you know, for the first time around, or second time since I did the other one, I thought it wasn't too bad. So even under here, you know, I mean, I'm not overly concerned if things don't turn out 100%. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I thought it was really cool. So this one has had quite a few more pages than the other one, so obviously it's going to be a lot thicker. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And again, you know, made a little spine dangle, things like that, just to keep the book closed. I'm just going to set it aside. So that was my foray into the altered book. But once you start altering books, you have a lot of paper. a lot of paper. And this book was not, let's just say some of the words are probably not something you'd want people to read on a regular basis, you know, if you're handing it to someone. And when you were faced with something like that, I had to sort of think outside the box, say, okay, what can I do with that in order to make sure that doesn't happen again? So what I've done, I did a jelly printing session, which worked out really well, which, you know, was the aim. So I took the book pages, so here it is, you know, normal, and then here it is with the jelly print. And then sometimes that was not obscure enough, or it didn't have enough interest, so I had a brayer from Fiskars, and it has like a texture to it, so I used that to roll it onto my papers over top of the jelly print. And that worked out really well. I really like how that turned out. So I could use these for collage and different things, but you can see that the text is more obscured this way. There's a hint of text, but not so much that you can read like a full sentence or anything like that. So I really like how that turned out. And that made me very happy because then I can use them for different things. And they have a bit of texture to them. And if that bothers you, you know, you can do different things, but I thought it was really cool. You could just stamp too if you didn't like the acrylic paint on it. Here I tried stamping onto my jelly plate first and then rolling on top of it with my acrylics. It's kind of like a foggy kind of thing. I don't know. I'm still working on perfecting that. You can always stamp after the fact, and I think that would look just as nice. But I wanted to try something a little bit different, so this is after the fact kind of thing. So I think between the book page, the acrylic on top of it from the jelly plate, or even if you just roll some on or splash them on with a paintbrush, and then stamp over top. Because if you do watercolor, you can still see, right? It's not opaque enough. So if you do acrylics, it's opaque. And then you can stamp on top of that. It works out really nice. So I was very happy with that. See, this is just rolled. And yeah, you can still see the words quite a bit. So if you do a texture over top of it, it turns out quite nice. Like that. Which is perfect. So if you're not too sure about the text, there's other ways to obscure it, and you know, you can still use the pages that way, and then you don't have to worry about wasting your paper and things like that. So, and then I still had quite a bit of paper left over. And then I decided to do something a little bit different with that. The reason was I wanted to make some abstract kind of ephemera where I could just use them as little decor pieces in different things. So on cards, in journals, in altered books, whatever strikes my fancy. And I'm trying to find, what am I trying to find? Alright, I don't know where the other ones went to. That seems very odd. Okay, so we're going to use this page. Let's say you have a bunch of words that you don't want people to really read. So all you do, we take our alcohol ink markers out, because this will give us the really nice color that we want. I mean, you could do watercolors too, but I think it would buckle the paper too much. So all I did was I made a bunch of circles. I just had fun going through my whole stash, taking all the markers out. You could do one color per page, you could do a few colors, you could do like a series of the, you know, let's say gray, brown, and green, or whatever the case may be. And then all I did was make some loose circles over top, because I wanted to look kind of modern kind of sketch thing. So, and that's all I did. And then I took my my 1-inch circle punch, and then I just started to cut out circles. So there you go. Now, you don't have to be right on top of the hole. You can do 2 of them. Like if there's a word there that you really shouldn't be seeing, you know, you could do 2 of them. You can do a single, you can do 2 different colors. But I like how these turned out because they're very abstract, and I'm still using my pages. And then you can have like a whole bucket full of these in all different colors. That's what I like about it. They turned out really well. I really love how they turned out, and you know, how they look on a page. And I wanted to show you, because my foray into the junk journal went from altered books to a little mini journal. So baby steps, right? So that's what I did. I made a wee tiny little junk journal. And I had some fabric left over from making masks and whatnot else. And then I created this cutie. So here I'm using it in that. I don't know if you can see that. Yes. All right. So it's just enough, you know. You could use numbers if you wanted to add that to it. You could just do circles. You could do whatever you feel like. Or you can stamp over a whole thing and then cut out little circles. But I really like the idea of using the alcohol markers, because then you can have some really interesting depth of color. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly filled in. I like the interest of not filling it in all the way. But I like how that turned out. And here I used it on a little card. It's just scrapbook paper and then a little die cut. But see how the little color combinations, it just really adds a little punch of something, pun intended. And I thought it was really cute. So yeah, my first foray into a little junk journal is too adorable. I'm very happy with it. A little tearaway pad just to decorate on your own. Again, a little sticker from AliExpress, an old wine label that I put onto another card, some more stickers. This is a coffee filter. So when I did the book pages for the jelly print, I also did, ta-da, coffee filters and regular doilies. So I just jelly printed on them too, and then I rolled over with the textured brayer, which turned out really well. I love how it just adds a little bit of extra color and texture. So I'm very happy with it. So here's the coffee filter in the center. And it does take glue quite nicely. You could probably stamp on this, no problem. It's not overly strong, but it's not so thin that it's going to tear on you like tissue paper, so it's quite nice. And it adds a little bit of something extra. You know, all those little coloring books and whatnot else? This is from one of the coloring books that I had. I just colored it and I put the little letter stickers on there, and then I just put it, I laminated it. I don't have a laminating machine, but I have the cold laminating sheets. You could use packing tape too if you really want it. It doesn't matter. And then I just put some ribbon on it. And that's it. And then some more dyed lined paper. Tiny envelopes that I've made out of 4x6 paper. They're really cute, so you could put a little tag in there. Whatever. I don't know. You could put a photo, lock of hair. I don't know. And then at the end I made another pocket, and I just put another piece of paper in there. See these stickers? These ones I got also from AliExpress, so here it is again. You know, I just try to have different ones in there. So, and then this paper is from Me and My Big Ideas. It's a big paper pack. It's supposed to be wrapping paper, but I used it in here, so I thought it turned out really well. And here you can see the paper, the book page. But, you know, it's all obscured. You can't see any of the wording. Oh, no, that's coffee dyed paper. My bad. Sorry. Let's see if I have a book page in here. Yes, I do. So here's a book page. Nope, that's not it. Okay, maybe not in this one. But I swear, the other ones are good. These are book pages. Another little cute sticker. But, you know, you can use them up in different ways. And here I use the book page as the back of the cover for the bookmark. So you can still see that there is writing or printing, but you can't make any of it out, which is kind of nice. Especially if you're not too sure about the wordage. Better safe than sorry. You never know who's going to receive this, right? You don't want to offend anyone. So that is it. My foray into the junk journaling world. So, oh yeah, wait, one more. So, I made these little pouches with book pages. See, all the things you can make with book pages. Because once you start ripping out those papers from the books that you want to alter, you're left with a lot of book pages. So this gives you an idea of what to do with them. Now you could put ephemera in here and store it on your cart, on your art cart or whatever. You could use this as a little writing folder. You could put a couple envelopes in there and some writing paper, and then close it up and then give it as a gift. You could do like this. I just used a bit of embroidery floss to tie a few little things on there. You can use it inside a junk journal to put different things in, whatever the case may be. And I used up some washi tape at the same time, which is nice, right? We all have tons of washi tape, I'm sure. So it's kind of nice to use it up. So these larger die cuts I got at Dollar Tree. I think it was Dollar Tree. Pretty sure it was Dollar Tree or Dollarama. I'm not sure. One or the other. Dollar store for sure. And then this is a butterfly one. So sometimes you don't know what to do with the larger die cuts. So it's kind of nice to have one big impact on one of these envelopes. Pam at the Paper Outpost made these not that long ago. I will leave her link down below, or I will at least, you know what, look her up. Pam at the Paper Outpost. Be careful though, because once you go down that rabbit hole, there is no going back. So be forewarned, you will enjoy this way too much, and you'll be busy like I am in your studio. So just so you know, forewarned. So again, you get to use up paper pages, some washi tape, some embroidery floss, maybe some beads. Actually, these are just washers. Some copper washers that I had. Washers. That's a hard one to say for me for some reason. And then you just wrap them around. It doesn't even, you could even use Velcro dots if you wanted to, but I thought this was kind of cute. Then some Tim Holtz ephemera. Just a little pouch. And I just glued some lace on there that I had. And then this one is a little sticker from Dollar Tree. And then I just used it as a faux closure, I suppose, just to make it look cute and different. So yeah, that is it, guys. Okay, it's a lot to take in, I realize. But as you can see, once you start with one thing, it sort of leads to another, to another, to another. So be forewarned, once you go down the rabbit hole, it's, even though it's fun, just be prepared that you're going to have a lot of book pages, and now at least you'll know there's a few different things you can do with them so that you can start from one project to the next and not be worried too much about wasting any paper. So I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.